Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome again to the MCLA action here on LaxTV. Today's game brought to you by the folks at Bigfoot Lacrosse. Bigfoot Lacrosse serving Oregon and the Northwest lacrosse community since 2001. At Bigfoot Lacrosse, lacrosse is personal, not seasonal. Keep it personal. Shop outside the box. Today's action also brought to you by the folks at Epic Lacrosse. Epic Lacrosse delivers the finest manufactured lacrosse equipment designed to increase playability and maximize performance by using world-class materials and techniques. Developed in collaboration with True Temper Sports, Epic shafts are made from the highest grade materials available. They have tested and retested each design to ensure durability, playability, and performance are optimized. Their goal is simple: to give the player every opportunity to reach their true potential. Live, play, be Epic Lacrosse. Well, folks, welcome into the MCLA action on LaxTV. Once again, my name is John Stevens, joined by Chris Curtis from Western Oregon University. We are here at West Linn Stadium, just outside the Portland area, for today's matchup of what we call the Civil War here in Oregon, of Oregon State Beavers versus the Oregon Ducks. And today's matchup is going to be one for the ages, as the Ducks and the Beavers come in not only heated rivals, but this year the Beavers are coming in with one of their best years to date and currently on an 11-game win streak. So, Chris, we know that this is going to be a hell of a matchup just based on the fact it's the Ducks and the Beavers, but these teams being both winning teams and first place on the line for the PNCLL. What do you think today?
Yeah, thanks, John. Like you just mentioned, though, it's always a heated rivalry, whether, one team's got no wins and the other one's undefeated. But in this case, you got two great teams ranked right in the top 15, really close to each other in the polls. There's a lot on the line for this game. Pretty excited about this. The winner of this is going to walk away basically with the South Championship and a big leg up, basically getting to avoid Simon Fraser potentially in the Final Four. Actually,
it's a great point. This is one of those rivalries, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Oregon State. You could be 0-11 as long as that one win you get for the year is against your rival. It's a successful season. You also mentioned that the rankings in the MCLA this week. This is the first time that we have come in with both teams ranked not only in the top 20 of the MCLA, but in the top 15, with Oregon coming in pretty much holding that number 11 ranking all year. I don't think they moved too much up or down, and the Beavers have steadily climbed up that top 25 since they entered the poll about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. We've kind of been mentioning it as we've been covering the Beavers and the Ducks all year. The big thing is Oregon State's no longer this pushover team. You can't come up to Oregon and get a split record with, a good, tough win against Oregon or a loss to Oregon and then just turn around and kind of walk over the Beavers. This Beavers team is no slouch, and I think they're going to be here to stay for quite some time. I think, Chad Stelling with his program here, he's getting these guys to believe, and they're playing at a high level of lacrosse.
I think it's also a reflection of the growth of the sport in Oregon. There's simply just a larger talent pool for these teams to draw from. Both teams, as you would expect, very heavily dominated as far as the Oregon native Oregonians on their roster, although the Ducks do have quite a bit of Northern California players filling their roster spots. A couple keys to this week's game. Want to keep an eye on. One of the main things will be the face-off X, where you've got last year's first-team All-PNCLL senior Fogo, Trey Norris, for the Ducks, taking on, we've discussed a little earlier this year, really a trio of freshmen that Chad Stelling is putting out for the Beavers on the face-offs.
Absolutely. That young crew out there, they're hungry. They don't give up on any ball, and they've more than held their own this year at the X.
Definitely. Another couple keys we want you to keep an eye on. Oregon State very strong on the attack with Ryan Squires and Ben Dill, both leading scorers not only in the PNCLL, but they come in ranked in the top 10 of the MCLA scoring this year, and it'll be interesting to see how they match up against senior leadership on the defensive end, especially with Ben Smood roaming the defensive end for the Ducks.
Yeah, we're going to need Ben Smood, for the Duck fans out there. He's going to have to play big. One of the things we were kind of talking about before, we can go ahead and share now, the big deal with where's Oppenheimer.
Really stunning development. We were unaware of this heading into the game. We thought one of the keys to the game would certainly be the play of the goalies, with Nick Widmer coming in on a hot streak, saving at 60% for the year. And we expected to be going up against the starting goalie for the Ducks, and Stephen Oppenheimer, who came into the season with an 8.22 goals against average heading into this week and a 59% save average. We have been told, for whatever reason, that Oppenheimer is no longer on with the Ducks, and so they will be starting sophomore Austin Lewis, who is a local player out of the Oregon Episcopal School here in Portland. But he's going to be under fire today with his first action in the Civil War as a starter, and seeing a very potent lineup for the Beavers, excuse me. And while we've got a moment, their rosters are being introduced here by the PA announcer at West Linn. We can take a quick look at the season schedules to date so far. And you can see the Ducks come in with a 9-4 record. However, those 4 losses are all to top 20 teams in the MCLA. So those losses to number 2 Colorado, I believe when they lost to Stanford, Stanford was ranked number 3. Cal and BYU are both back in the top 10. I believe BYU is in the top 4. So those losses, 4 losses against 2 for the Ducks, the Beavers, but those are 4 losses against quality opponents that will be in South Carolina next month. And here you can see the Beavers started off slow, but again, 2 losses to 2 ranked teams to start the year off, both on the road, both close games, and then they went on a winning streak. They haven't lost since that Saturday game at Stanford, February 16th. That's 11 wins in a row, and really the big win was that Sunday, March 10th win against Sonoma State, which kind of put the Beavers on the map this year, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, most people would say red hot, but I guess you could say orange hot for the Beavers. You know, they are, they're on a mission. And they're playing at a high level. Yeah, definitely that Sonoma State game. I think that was the big catalyst. You know, if they didn't believe in themselves going into that game, they certainly did afterwards.
Absolutely. Folks, looks like we're just about getting ready for the national anthem, so we will continue to give you some notes here until it's time to... Okay, and we did have a moment during the pregame to talk to both head coaches, so right now we can take a look at a few words from Oregon State head coach Chad Stelling. All right, guys, John Stevens here, LaxTV, here with Oregon State head coach Chad Stelling. Chad, we're heading into this annual Civil War game. You guys are on an 11-game winning streak, having one of your strongest seasons in program history. How's this year been different for you compared to years past?
It's all about the guys right now. I mean, they've gelled so well as a team. We're very young, but we have a distribution of old guys and new guys as well. They've come together and just playing really well together.
Excellent. So any predictions? You know this team very well. A lot of these players we've talked about grew up learning the sport together. A lot of Oregon players. What are your thoughts coming in? Anything you need to look at in particular?
We know it's going to come down to little things, fundamentals, the hustle plays, 50-50 balls, all that stuff. It's going to be a tough game for both sides, and whoever makes those plays is going to come out on top.
Excellent. So first place in PNCLA playoffs on the line tonight on top of the regular bragging rights for the Oregon area. Yeah. Now, we were talking a little bit earlier, should you not get the first place seed, you've got the PNCLA playoffs. That's an automatic qualifier into the tournament, correct?
Yeah, the first place that whoever wins our Final Four will be an automatic qualifier, and I think, we don't come into any game looking to where our seeding was down the road. It's all about today and winning the game today.
Excellent. Well, Coach, thank you for your time and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thanks, Chad. Yeah, folks, and we also had a chance to talk to first-year Oregon coach Phil Keebler. Let's hear what Phil had to say before the game. All right, guys, John Stevens here with LaxTV. I'm here with University of Oregon coach Phil Keebler. Phil, this is your first experience with the Civil War game, being first-year coach at Oregon. What have your kids been saying when your experience is getting ready for this big rivalry?
Well, I don't know what's happened in years past, but, this year we know that a lot's on the line. It's for the #1 seed in the PNCL South going into the postseason. So you obviously have the Civil War, Oregon State, huge rivalry, and it's a huge game every year that you want to win, that you kind of stake your season on, to be perfectly honest. But this year even more so. So, we haven't talked too much about it, but everyone knows in the back of their mind what's at stake. But we just got to take care of business.
Well, tough year usually in this game. In the years past, Oregon was the dominant team in the area. You're facing a very hot Beavers team this year. Have you prepared to take on a team that's on an 11-game winning streak?
Yeah, they're having a great season, and we respect them immensely. We watch a lot of film on them. They got a very good team, but we just approach it the same way we approach everyone else. We focus on ourselves first, and watch a lot of film, try to come up with the best game plan. So, yeah, they are having a great season, and they're a very good team. But, we really don't change anything week to week as far as our preparation.
Very good. Yeah. Well, Coach, it's going to be a great game. We wish you a lot of luck, and thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, good luck.
All right.
All right, folks, welcome back here at West Linn Stadium for the 2013 Civil War. Oregon State and Oregon lining up for the pregame handshake. And we've got the starting lineups here for you. At attack for Oregon, you're going to have Matt Johnson, Benton Sowers, Michael Weller. And on the midfield, Taylor White, face-off man Trey Norris, Evan Merritt on the wing. And on defense, Austin Ryan, former goalie for the Ducks. On the side with Shane O'Rourke and Ben Smoot, senior leader. And in goal, as we mentioned earlier, Stephen Oppenheimer is out. Sophomore goalie Austin Lewis is in for the Ducks.
And for the Beavers at attack, Adrian McCallelad will be there alongside Ryan Squires and Ben Dill, the other two big performers for them in the midfield. Beavers are going to be coming out with Reed Oliver, Michael Carpenter, and Ryan Herron. And then on the back line for the defense, it's going to be number 14, Hayden McKellen, Riley Stevens, Roy Jarman, and the other big key to the game, you know, the backstop, Nick Widmer for the Beavers.
And we're underway. First face-off is going to go to the Beavers. It looks like Herron comes up and quickly gets the ball off to Reed Oliver. Oliver's going to move it down the right sideline, get the ball at X, where he's matched up with, that looks like number 40, Matt Samet for the Ducks. So it looks like Herron's got the ball up to the top right of Austin. Herron finds number 27 entering the field. It's James Watkins, another local product out of Lako, just up the road here from West Linn. And a quick drive past GLE, big pass up to Herron. Herron takes a lefty bouncer, misses the cage. Be backed up by the Ducks. Looks like McCallalad's going to bring that ball in from X. So I believe that's number 16, Ryan Squires, who's going to start and run most of the offense for the Beavers. And drive, right-handed alley dodge to the right, bounce shot, nice save made by the goalie. The rebound's picked up by Ben Smood.
It's got to be a big confidence builder there for Austin Lewis to kind of make the first stand there and turn away that shot.
Absolutely. You definitely want to get that first save as a goalie and get yourself into the game. So the Ducks on their first possession of the afternoon. It's like Evan Merritt's out there, number 18 with the ball, joined by Taylor White. Ball directed back to X. Apologize, numbers are a little tough to see from our vantage point. But that's Merritt with the ball. White going to take a drive to his left. Met by the slide, so he redirects to X, where it looks like Jake Marcy looked up to X for a quick feed that wasn't there. Now Merritt drives to his left, got some room, hands free, puts the shot on just wide. Widmer was leaning to his left. Got a little lucky, that ball went wide right. It's a quick shot on the drive by Marcy. And here you can see we've got a quick graphic up to remind you of our Facebook page. Make sure you get onto Facebook and find LaxTV, that's LaxXTV, and like us. Become a fan. Marcy again with the ball, starting the offense at X, dishes off number 26, Michael Weller. Weller, who's come on strong this year for the Ducks. So the Ducks again with the ball at X. Drive to the right, gaining the GLE, tries to roll back, loses his footing. That's Merritt, number 18. Off to White. White's going to be D'd up by Herron. Drives to his right, met well on the slide. Unable to get that shot off, but re-dodges back to his left. Loses the ball in traffic, but the Ducks are there to recoup. And I'm going to guess that's Merritt on the far side taking a bounce shot that Widmer was able to get a piece of. And the Ducks back up that shot. Chris telling me that was Matt Johnson on the, I think I had gotten Johnson mixed up with Marcy already tonight, so that was Matt Johnson at number 20 working from X. Redirects behind the cage, looks back up front where we got the shot. Face dodge, comes back to his right through traffic and fights through to get that shot off. Nice job by the senior face-off midi, Trey Norris.
Yeah, just a great individual effort there, John. Just, you know, to get the face dodge on the defender coming out too fast and get in tight and you know, bury that one home.
It's going to take that kind of effort today, Chris, because not only are we missing Oppenheimer, but talking to the Ducks earlier, they're only dressing 19 players today, and they usually dress well over 20, and on road trips have quite a crew. So little Ironman lacrosse going on for the Ducks here, where Norris once again comes up with the face-off, drives, pushes the issue, but pulls it back out, sets up the offense. He's joined by Kevin Perseviat, number 9, who passes off to Ryan O'Rourke. I believe that's Weller again with the ball at X. Ducks with the ball up top. The second offensive possession here, 11:19 to go in the first quarter. Ducks holding a 1-goal lead. So behind the cage, I guess that's Ryan O'Rourke driving to his left. Met quickly by Hayden McClellan for the Beavers. Hayden back in West Linn Stadium playing on his home high school field. As are Jamie and Ryan Squires, West Linn graduates. So Taylor White with the ball. Off to Perseviat. Kevin going to take a left-handed dodge down the alley. Met by two Beavers, redirects, gets it quickly to the crease for a quick shot by number 22. That was Benton Sowers. Benton, one of the leading scorers here for the Ducks. 11 points. Number 11, excuse me, he's the number 11 scorer in the entire PNCLL with 45 points. The number 2 scorer for the Ducks. So the Beavers quickly on to the offensive possession. McCallad gets past his defenseman there, Austin Ryan, on a little bit of a stutter step and does a great job getting to the cage, comes to the sideline. A little pose for the fans. So just a nice individual effort. Caught Austin a little bit flat-footed, able to recognize that. Quick stutter step to his left. You can see on the replay here. Beavs on a nice break here, just a quick little stutter step. That's all he needs to get by. Ryan left to try and go for that trail check, but McCallad does a real nice job of protecting that stick and not giving him an opportunity for the trail check, and puts that second shot past Austin Lewis for the first goal for the Beavers here with 10:23 left in the first quarter to tie things up at 1. So Heron again, once again out for the face. The legal procedure is going to give that to Norris. And Chris, once again, we've mentioned it, that the new face-off rules this year. 3 illegal procedures is going to net a 30-second penalty for the offending team.
Absolutely, and then every other violation after that is also served by the in-home.
Seems to have quickened the pace of play. I think it's another strong rule that they instituted this year. As you expect, we've got a full house this afternoon at West Linn for the Ducks and the Beavers. And a nice drive from GLE to the right. And that little changeup shot looks like it was checked as he shot. And that changeup got past Widmer on the bounce. And a flag went down on that goal, so we'll see if that is going to be waved off by the goal or not. But that was Kevin Perseviat on the goal. See him heading back without a stick as the referees want to take a quick look at that. So you can see he made the nice inside dodge and was putting that shot on, but just as he was coming across, the Beavers defenseman put the stick check out there, wasn't able to get a full check on that, but just enough to deflect the shot and kind of mess up Widmer's timing. But as I say, there are no pictures on the scorecard. That one goes up on the board. So 2-0 Beavers here with 9:48 in the first. Another face-off win by the Ducks. Carpenter matching up, nice poke check there, gets the ball loose momentarily from Merritt. It's number 15, Michael Carpenter on the D. Ball goes off to Trey Norris, redirected to X. Norris up top, breaks to his left, back to his right. Quick feed to, Norris, that was Norris with the ball, number 8. Taylor White, is number 5 that had the ball earlier. So this is Merritt, going to set it up top. He's going to take the right-handed dodge down the alley. Back cross field. Sowers looking for the quick shot, but unable to take that feed in, but he's battling, keeping that ball loose in front of the cage, and deposited by Heron. Ducks with the ball at X. Matt Johnson looks up front. White to Merritt. Ducks being very patient in their offense to start the game. In close, that's just man all alone. How did Trey Norris find himself all alone there in front of Widmer? I think Widmer might have gotten a piece of that bounce shot to direct it wide. Ducks bringing the ball in from X to the right side of the goalie. Quick cross feed, cross crease pass. Now, did Widmer get a piece of that, or is that a pipe shot? Excellent stop regardless. Sowers denied on the crease. Loose ball picked up by Johnson. Johnson quickly up to Merritt, cross field. Merritt right hand, dodge down behind, takes the ball to X. Redirects to his left, gets GLE, turns the corner, does a nice job just wrapping that ball around Widmer, who was holding the pipe.
Seems to be the theme for the day, John. Just a bunch of great individual effort here. You know, it almost looked like Evan was planning that from the get-go. You know, went and buried his defender at X, got that step, and then just turned the corner.
Yeah,
And
no slide. I think McClellan knew that was supposed to be him coming across this crease, but step late, unable to get across and help. And we've got a 3-1 lead for the Ducks. And the Beavers scoop up, had their first face-off win, unable to track that down and scoop it up. And it's going to end up in possession of the Ducks stick, but there is a call procedure going against the Ducks, so possession will go to the Beavers. Leo Burby getting ragged at midfield, loses the ball. But that is the Beavers coming up with that loose ball. Very important possession. Squires behind the gauge. Gets GLE, rolls back inside. Austin Ryan D'ing him up. Smoot takes on Ben Dill. Dill, the sophomore out of Sunset High School. Number 2 scorer for the Beavers, the number 1 scorer in goals. Squires leads in assists. So Dill back behind X. Matched up with Smoot. Redirects to his left, gets GLE, puts a nice low shot on. But Austin Lewis does a great job dropping that stick down, denying the goal. Lewis off to Smoot, bringing the clear up the left-hand side. We've got Shane O'Rourke here on the close line, dodges McCallad, steps over midfield easily. Steps the ball in, dumps it off to Persevian. Okay, folks, once again, today's action being brought to you by the folks at Bigfoot Lacrosse. Bigfoot Lacrosse has been serving the Oregon and Northwest lacrosse community since 2001. At Bigfoot Lacrosse, lacrosse is personal, not seasonal. Keep it personal. Shop outside the box. Back to the action. Persevian with the ball. Redirects back to X. Drive from X, turns the corner, tries the same. Johnson tries to replicate Merritt's last goal, but Widmer's there for that one. And the Beavers come up with that loose ball momentarily. And able to scoop that up and quickly get the ball to number 30. It's going to be Riley Stevens moving the ball upfield. Finds Spencer Rotenberg, number 29. Rotenberg out of Lincoln High School, 3-time state champion during his tenure at Lincoln. Puts that bounce shot high over the cage. Backed up by Squires. Squires quickly up in front of the goal where Dill momentarily thought about spinning and taking that shot, but sends it back up top, where it looks like Reed Oliver enters the game. Reed, the junior midi out of Lake Oswego. Burby breaks to his left, hands free, puts the shot on, just wide. Loses his stick in the process. Going to be Beavers' ball coming in from the end line. Brian Squires working back and forth from X. Had Dill cutting, but Smoot read that one all the way. Smoot loses the ball, though. And Dill comes up with it, quickly had McCallad on the crease, but now finds him. Adrian tries to dip inside. Defense nicely there by O'Rourke. So the Beavers settle it down. Oliver to Burby. So Squires on the far wing. Rotenberg on the crease. McCallad on the right. Shifting to the crease. Ben Dill on the right. Squires dodges. Held up, gets the ball up top to Rotenberg. Oh, nice dodge, little toe drag. Gets his hands free, puts a nice shot on, but Chris, we've seen Austin Lewis up to the task so far.
Absolutely, not shying away.
Rotenberg wants to get that shot off, working hard. Another bounce shot just wide of the cage.
Yeah, Rotenberg definitely drawing a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd with some of these little nifty dodges he's putting on.
All right, so Ben Dill matched up with Ben Smoot. Off to McCallad, who's defensed by Austin Ryan. Reed Oliver up top, going to take the dodge Looks like he's going to set up to his left, roll back. Rotenberg on the right, defense by Samet. Burby working his way through traffic, gets in close. Nice job by Lewis on the block. So time winding down here in our first quarter. Oregon up 3-1 on the Beavers. But the Beavers putting some pressure on here. See if they can get that second tally of the afternoon. Here comes Burby. Behind to Dill. Dill rolls back. Gets a GLE, turns back to his left. Looking up front, looking for the quick feed on the crease. Isn't there, but he finds McCallad, who slipped away from his defenseman. Unable to pick up that clean GB, so now he's in a fight. Comes away. Ooh. Thought McCallad had that fighting with two Beavers, but doesn't come up with it, but the call goes against Oregon. It's going to stay here with Oregon State. Where Oliver has the ball on the left wing, moving up top. Oliver breaks to his right, met by White. Oliver's going to go ahead and rip it. Low angle. Lewis does a great job of holding his pipe, but picks up his own rebound. Gets it to the sharpshooter Rotenberg, who laces one, but again, just misses wide. But the Beavs are getting some great opportunities, Chris. This is a good long possession.
Yeah, Coach Stelling can't be upset about this possession, but you get the feeling they'd really like to come away with another point on the board.
There's a short stick matchup they'd probably like to take advantage of with Oliver on the short stick defenseman there, number 21, Ryan O'Rourke. Burby through traffic. Got that shot off with two Ducks hanging on him. The Beavers bring it. Of course, folks, you also notice you can also find us on Facebook, but also on Twitter. Make sure you follow us at Lax, LAXXTV. For those of you in the Twitter universe. Beavers quick feed to the crease, unable to hit Dill. Dill took a shot on that one, so the flag's down, but Lewis was there to catch that errant feed, and the slash is going to go against the Ducks. So our first man up opportunity of the afternoon, Chris, comes at 2:24 in the first. Going to be a penalty on Ryan O'Rourke, excuse me, Shane O'Rourke, freshman defenseman.
Yeah, John, we'll see what the Beavers can come up with here on this 1 minute man up opportunity. Looks like they're setting up in a 3-3.
Yeah, looks like Dill has moved up to the top left from his attack position. We've got Heron in the middle with the ball, off to Dill. Oliver closest to us here on the top right. And you can see number 13 O'Rourke serving his penalty in the box, and a quick feed to the middle where Heron was put down by number 19 for the Ducks. That was Dylan Moncrief playing some good short stick D. Loose ball fight. Looks like the Bees may have gotten away with a push there by number 22. That's Quentin Berger into the game. Quick, across the field. Nice feed. I think Lewis, Austin Ryan. Oh, he missed. That was outside. So McCallad got free when Austin Ryan went for the pass, missed it, but McCallad unable to put that ball between the pipes. But once again, the Beavers maintaining a good long possession here on this man up. Squires redirects. We're all even. Penalties released. Oliver quickly to the crease where Dill is met by two Ducks and given a push call from behind. Looks like that was Sam Holt, the freshman defenseman, getting some playing time. Called for the push. Dill from the wing, quickly around goal. Oh, nice save there. That was, again, number 22, Quentin Berger, with the nice bounce shot. But Lewis is up to the task there in goal. Beavers quickly down to their offensive end. Under a minute left in the quarter. Ball dislodged. Heron comes up with it. This is a good example of one of the keys of the game we talked about before the game, Chris, was we obviously knew we were looking for Dill and Squires on the offensive end. We're looking for Johnson and Sowers on the offensive end for the Ducks. I'm looking for those grunt players, the role players that are going to get the job done, the guys that pick up the GBs like Heron, and win the faceoffs, the guys that score like Rotenberg and Taylor White, and do the dirty work for the teams. There's 25 seconds left in the quarter. Quick whistle here. Looks like the Beavers are going to take advantage of this opportunity. Call a quick timeout here with 21.2 seconds left in the first quarter. The Beavers are down by a score of 3-1 to the Oregon Ducks here in the MCLA action on LaxTV. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back after these messages.
You need to be at least 3 or 4 lanes back on the track.
That's why you should keep it here on LaxTV. Check out our new show called Bull Dodge.
And check us out on Twitter at @bull_dodge.
See you over there.
Our newest sponsor is SportsBoard, creators of the iPad and iPhone-based player assessment solutions that are used for recruiting, season, and camp activities. SportsBoard's revolutionary paperless system is used by over 60 men's and women's college programs, is being adopted by club and high school teams. For more information, go to sportsboard-win.com.
Harris makes 2-3 moves, scores! Here come the Ducks. San Jose finds the back of the net. Bryant inside to Yealy. This is going to be a goal for Yealy. Bojano into the middle to cross. Bounce. Score! Sean Beer sends it up top. Left-handed shot by Vasilevsky.
Welcome back, folks. Here at West Linn Stadium and West Linn High School. Ducks and the Beavers with 18 seconds now left in the first quarter. The Beavers coming out of a timeout. And it's definitely not what Coach Stelling drew up in the timeout. Quickly the ball to the Beavers, or excuse me, the Ducks. Benton Sowers right away starts the ball off on the whistle. Trying to take advantage of the fact they got 5 seconds left. Merritt gets himself free. Widmer with the biggest save of the game so far for him on the doorstep with no time left in that quarter. Does a great job of shutting the door and keeping this a 2-goal game at the end of the first. So the score 3-1, Oregon on top of Oregon State here at the Civil War 2013. You are enjoying the MCLA on LaxTV.
LaxTV.
Harris makes 2-3 moves, scores! Here come the Ducks. San Jose finds the back of the net. Bryant inside to Yealy. This is going to be a goal for Yealy. Bojano into the middle to cross. Bounce. Score! Sean Beer sends it up top. Left-handed shot by Vasilevsky.
All right, folks, welcome back to the MCLA action here. Oregon State versus Oregon. Oregon holding a 3-1 lead as we face off to begin the second quarter. And tonight, real quick, our refs keeping things in order. Our head referee can be Brian Platts. Our umpire is Tim Rossi. And our field judge today is Craig Poole. That was Jansen Levine out for his first face-off of the afternoon, Chris. One of the trio of freshmen taking face-offs for the Beavers. And the Beavers turn the ball over on their first possession of the second quarter, where Perseviat gets the ball to Johnson, who returns it to Perseviat here in the top right. Kevin off to Taylor White. Taylor moving the ball down the right side. where they're going to redirect to Matt Johnson. It's like Benton Sowers is out there for the Ducks, along with Perseviet, number 8 Trey Norris, number 5 Taylor White, and I believe that was number 26 on the far side there, Michael Weller. Weller, one of the California products we alluded to earlier in this broadcast. Out of Patrick Henry High School in San Diego. He's moved up to be the number 4 scorer for the Ducks this year, contributing 19 goals and 6 assists so far. So the Beavers on the clear. Stevens moving the ball up the far side where he finds Jarman at midfield, who's got room to move in close. He's going to take that shot with the long stick, which is tough for the goalie. But the sophomore goalie thrown into action is looking good so far. I believe we've got him up to 6 saves in the early part of this contest against 1 goal. And the Ducks once again on offense. Weller going to move the ball up top where Merritt momentarily bobbles it, moves up to the center to set up his dodge. It's like, oh, D'd up pretty nicely there by number 27. That was 27 on the Ducks. That's James Watkins for the Beavers. Quickly in the other end, Dills met hard by 2 defensemen, momentarily held onto it, unable to come up with it, but first team PNCL defenseman Ben Smoot coming over midfield quickly, looked for the give and go, and Johnson finds himself all alone on the side of the crease. Widmer holding his pipe at the last second, moved himself off of it, and Johnson able to feather that ball just inside the pipe for goal number 4 for the Ducks. 12:45 left in the second quarter. See Johnson works his way in. The slide can't get there, leaves him one-on-one with the goalie. And again, Widmer holding the pipe. Just a split second, moved away, and Johnson found some room. So Levine back out for the face. Norris pushes it forward, comes up with it. But Levine stays on him, does a great job on the trail check, messing up that pass. The ball's loose, and Johnson unable to track that ball down. So the good hustle play by Levine on the faceoff, not giving up, turns the ball back over to the Beavers. McClellan met by Johnson, able to work through that pick. Watkins moving the ball in for the Beavers, where they will find Ben Dill. Squires met by O'Rourke. Challenges the GLE, backs it off. Gets it up top to Oliver. Looks like we're going to set up Watkins for the dodge. To his left. His hands are free. He's going to take the shot. I'd suggest at this point you don't shoot low on Austin Lewis. That is 7 saves, and I'm going to say all 7, I think, were at his feet.
Yeah, that door is closed, John.
So over midfield is Merritt. Turning on the Jets, gets free, he's created an odd man situation and just does it all on his own. You're going to let him get 10 yards in without being met. He winds up for his 2nd goal of the afternoon. And his signature handspin. Chris, we got the replay here of this effort.
Yeah.
Oliver was beat, didn't even get a chance at the trail check, and that slide, that slide didn't come. Stopped halfway, so if you're going to go, you got to go. If you stop halfway, you're not covering anybody. Face off one again by the the Ducks. Quickly on the feed to the middle, that was Sowers. That was number 26. Michael Weller unable to get that feed, and the Beavers back in their offensive end. Beavers desperately want to get that 2nd goal on the board. Keep this game close. Rotenberg taking his time up top while the Beavers sub some players in. Oliver steps it in. Ball at X, Ben Dill. Dill breaks to his right, swim dodges back to his left, loses Smoot momentarily. Oh, wow, what a great effort all around. McCallad able to catch that feed, redirected back towards Lewis, who got a piece of it, and then that ball just dribbles in over the goal line. So the Beavers do get that second goal of the afternoon at 10:47 left in the second quarter to make it a 5-2 contest. It's like Heron's back out for the face. And this time that is number 19. Is that Moncrief? No, Christopher. Oh. Yep, excuse me, that is Dylan Moncrief. Picking up that face-off, getting the ball to Johnson. Johnson into scoring position, but defensed well. McClellan did a nice job of keeping his hands busy, but he still got that shot off. Widmer did a nice job of holding the pipe on that one and making the save. So Heron bringing the ball up. Hayden McClellan. McClellan off to Dill. Smoot not giving Dill any chance to rest. Pressuring him on D at all points of the field. McCallad's going to be D'd up by Ryan Taranda, senior defenseman number 4. Rotenberg dishes off to Squires. McCallad loses it. Pressured but able to pick up the loose ball. Gets the ball up to Burby. Looking for Rotenberg to set up a dodge here to his right. Feeds the crease wide open. There was the one guy you don't want to leave wide open on the crease for the Beavers. That's leading goal scorer number 28, Ben Dill. Puts his first goal up of the afternoon. Makes it a 5-3 contest for the Beavers with 9:37 left in the second quarter. Chris, pretty surprising how open Ben got on that one.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys you kind of want to keep an eye on at all times.
You can see quick on the replay here. Look, 2 guys come to the dodge on the slide, leaving the crease attackman open. Easy pickings for Dill.
Yeah, he loves that little backhand flip.
Style points. Merritt up with the face. Getting ragged by Carpenter, but he's going to get that shot off again. That one goes just over the crossbar. So the Ducks will back that up. Weller that's Sowers bringing the ball in an X. Breaks to his right, where Johnson moves the ball up top. Norris now finds Weller on the far sideline. Back to Norris. Johnson. Norris split dodge to his right. Met by number 17, still gets that shot off. That was Jansen Levine playing the D on the midi. Doing a pretty good job. Shot goes wide, backed up by the Ducks. Weller up to Johnson. Merritt scoops that ball up, gets it off to White. White takes on Rotenberg. That was a feed, looking for Weller coming across from the GLE. That wasn't a low angle shot, just couldn't make that pass happen. So the Beavers, Spencer Rotenberg moving the ball up center field. Met by Johnson, gets by 1, gets by 2. Got to step it into the box. Oh, momentarily thought he had that pass there, but somehow, what a great effort, great stab at the ball. Merritt comes up with that shot, or excuse me, that loose ball, drives it into the offensive end where Johnson fakes the shot. I think that shot he did take was blocked. So the Ducks will slow it down with Perseviat in the top left. Got a whistle and a timeout, Oregon. 8:06 left in the second quarter. Oregon holding a 5-3 lead here in the Civil War. Using their first timeout of the half. And we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back with the PNCLA action on LaxTV.
Hi, I'm Dave Sanford, head coach at Portland State University. You're watching LaxTV.
Hi, I'm Bill Harkins, and I'm the head men's lacrosse coach at Florida State University, and you're watching this game on LaxTV. Perfect.
Harris makes 2-3 moves, scores! Here come the Ducks. San Jose finds the back of the net. Bryant inside to Yealy. This is going to be a goal for Yealy. Bojano into the middle to cross. Bounce. Score! Sean Beer sends it up top. Left-handed shot by Vasilevsky.
Welcome back, folks. 8:06 left here in the second quarter of our game between Oregon and Oregon State here on LaxTV. Beavers coming out of their first time out of the half, holding on to a 2-goal lead. Seen the Beavers come back with 2 quick goals to tighten this game up. See if the Ducks can stop the momentum. Matt Johnson with the ball. Back to Weller. All the way around, back to Johnson through Perseviet. Looks like number 21, Ryan O'Rourke, is out on the field for the Ducks, joined by Sowers, Taylor White, Weller, Johnson, and Perseviet. Johnson rolls to his left. McClellan working hard. Keep bodied up on Johnson. The Ducks, oh wow, Widmer did not even see where that ball was on that shot. Ducks did a real nice job of moving that ball quickly, and 26, Michael Weller, the sophomore attackman out of San Diego, able to get free on that shot, and that shot was past Widmer before he even knew where the ball was. So quickly you can see that Weller got lost in there. Widmer literally still looking up at the defenseman on the left. Was surprised by that shot. So that's number 6 for the Ducks. 7:27 left to go in the first half. Looks like Levine's going to be back out for the face for the Beavers against Norris. Levine comes up cleanly with that one. Beats the 2012 first team all PNCLL Fogo. Goes straight to the cage, draws it back out. He's got Oliver, McCallad, Dill, Squires. Looks like Michael Carpenter's left out there on the face with the long stick playing the crease. The Beavers happy to leave him out. Oh, there he goes. Sub him out for the short stick. Looks like it's going to be Rotenberg stepping back in for the Beavers, where McClellan will dump that off. So Ryan Squires from X against O'Rourke. Drives to his right. Stops at GLE, moves forward, looking to the crease, nothing there. Looks like he's going to try and get this shot off through traffic. Does a nice job, but again, bounces that shot wide. So Chris, the Beavers having a little trouble putting shots on cage, but they're getting shots. They're getting good looks on.
Yeah, their offense is definitely working for some good shots now. It's just kind of bringing it back down on target. Yeah.
So Rotenberg looks like he's going to have a chance to track that down if Samet doesn't get to him first. Decides to dump it off instead of playing way up top. Oliver breaks to his left. Puts a shot on. Again, misses the cage. Folks, don't forget you can find us in a myriad of ways. We've talked about Facebook, Twitter. You can also find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Lax, LAXXTV. All Bull Dodge replays, full game replays. There's some highlight videos cut up there. So plenty of stuff to keep you busy on YouTube at the LaxTV site. So on the turnover there, we're going to have the Ducks bringing the ball in on the far sideline. I believe that's Merritt with the ball. He's going to drive his midi into the middle and then cut for the sideline. Back to the middle. The Beavers are not giving up on that, doing a nice job on the ride, making Merritt work for it. Merritt, really nice job all around again. Nice feed to the crease. Norris turns, puts a great shot. Widmer does a great job on the save. And the Beavers quickly down the other end. Oliver looks across crease, unable to connect with Dill. And that's a loose ball chase on the sideline. That's a pass. Looks like the Ducks kept it in bounds. Or I should say Dill kept it in bounds and the Ducks picked it up. So odd man situation here quickly, which goes away for the Ducks. Doing a nice job of just slowing it down, getting themselves set.
Yeah, John, I was kind of wondering about that with, only 19 Ducks kind of dressed down, how much were they going to keep their foot on the gas? It seemed early, you know, they were definitely not afraid to, you know, push in transition. We're kind of seeing them kind of pull up on the reins the last 2 clears there.
You're right, though. We expected maybe a more deliberate offense with only 19 guys dressed today, but they've got their foot on the gas. Probably the only way they know how to play.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Ducks, Taylor White fakes like he's going to go behind the cage, drives back to his left, gains a very low angle on GLE, but puts a pretty strong bounce shot. Goalie reads low on that one, but it bounces far enough outside that it creeps right back up under the crossbar. One of the toughest shots for the goalie to make a save on. Really just a good bounce shot from in close. So that was number 5. That looked like we had Taylor White on that goal. Sophomore out of Annapolis, Maryland. Coming a long way to play his college ball. The number 5 scorer for the Ducks this year heading into this game. Taylor had 15 goals and 9 assists for the Ducks, adding to that total today. So push on the Ducks. Ball's going to go over to the Beavers, where Leo Burby will bring it in. Matched up by Perceviet with Smood waiting on the slide. So he passes it off to Dill, where Squires will take a run against O'Rourke. He loses him behind the cage, and Rotenberg did a real nice job of finding some open space in front of Lewis, but unable to bring that pass down and put it on the cage. Bounce shot high. Burby looks like he's setting up his own dodge. Breaks to his left, dumps it off. Not on the same page with Oliver, though, as the ball goes wide. Picked up by McCallad. Adrian moves it back up top. Through Rotenberg, we'll go back to Burby. Perceviet, D's him up. Burby gets free, and once again, the Beavers do not do, or the Ducks don't do a good job of finding the 6'3" attackman on the crease. And that's soup all day for Ben Dill. Alone on the crease, simply turn, pop it in the top corner for goal number 4 for the Beavers. With 3:13 left in the second quarter. Beavers stopping that run by the Ducks there, putting another goal up on their side. 3:13 left in the first half. Heron off of the face versus Norris. Norris pulls it back to himself and then shovels it back to his midfielder Merritt, who gets through traffic. And then finds Norris. Flag is down. Looks like we're offside, so Dill might as well come over and get that ball turned over. And if you're going to come over, you better go double the ball. So the Ducks are going to keep this moving, trying to get a free shot. Oh, there goes Dill. Catches up with White, puts him on the ground. That's one way to get the ball loose. So with the stoppage in play, the penalty will be assessed on the offsides, be a 30-second technical, giving the Ducks, Chris, what, their second man-up opportunity of the afternoon?
Yeah, I believe so, John. See if they can dial up another play for another good shot here.
Holding a 3-goal advantage at this point with 2:42 left in the half. See if they can add to that before the break. So it looks like we've got Merritt, White, Perceviet, Sowers, Johnson, and number 21, Ryan O'Rourke on the man-up unit. Going against Jarman, Stevens, McClellan, Carpenter, and James Watkins on the man-down unit for the Beavs. Coming up on 2 minutes left in the quarter. Johnson puts that shot wide, backed up by Sowers. Sowers from X feeds up top, unable to make that connection, so chance for the Beavs to come up with it, and they do. An odd man situation. If they can see it up front, they've got McCallad all alone. I think Adrian was thinking about that shot before he got possession of the ball, but here's Dill all alone in front of the cage. Goes for the big windup, just sends it high, but the Beavers maintain possession. Looks like that technical penalty is released, so the Ducks are back to even. Ryan Squires gets GLE, turns it back, redodges on O'Rourke. Finally dumps it back off to Oliver. Oliver dodges to his right. He's going to take this shot. Low angle. So the Beavs with short time, minute 30 left in the half. Trying to close this 3-goal cushion. We do have something going on. Looks like there was a offsides call again on the Ducks. So turnaround is fair play. Beavers look at their shot at a 30-second man-up opportunity. Dill, Heron, and Oliver out there with McCall, Ladd, Squires. And can't see that other number on the right corner there with the ball, 22. That looks like we're going to have Quentin Berger. Should know that by now. He's on the man-up unit. Berger with the ball finds Squires coming around from X, back to Berger. Berger, the lefty, didn't have a shot opportunity. Smoot riding him hard, going to make him earn that GB. Smoot staying all over him. It's going to be off the Beavers, going green. Good job by the senior defenseman, Ben Smoot, to get that man-up opportunity switched back to a Ducks possession. So Austin Ryan bringing the ball up. Beavs doing a good job at midfield of staying with the Ducks.
Who wants it?
Nobody wants that ball. Woodmere, not the wisest thing, slapping that ball back upfield, but luckily his defenseman Stevens able to come up with that. Oliver to his right, looks across crease. Nice handle there by Dill to make that catch, but unable to put that shot on the goal. 25 seconds left. Whistle. Timeout, Beavers.
Timeout, Oregon State.
So timeout call by head coach Chad Stelling quickly to save a possession here with just under 24 seconds left in the first half. Beavers down by 3 to the Ducks. See what they have set up coming out of that timeout. Again, Chris, they're getting good looks on the good shots, but the shots are not on the cage as necessarily as much as the Beavers would like. So let's see if they can tighten that up as the game goes on, particularly as they come out of this timeout. Remember, last time they had a timeout, they threw the ball away. So obviously they're going to have a stronger outcome after the play resumes here. Looks like Coach Stelling wants some clarification from the refs on something. And while we have a chance, folks, we are going to take a quick break. You're enjoying the MCLA on LaxTV.
Well, I love lacrosse. That's why you should keep it here on LaxTV. Check out our new show called Bulldog.
Yeah. And check us out on Twitter.
They don't even get half this crowd at the Final Four.
See you over there.
Our newest sponsor is SportsBoard, creators of the iPad and iPhone-based player assessment
What are we doing for him?
that are used for recruiting, season, and camp activities. SportsBoard's revolutionary paperless system is used by over 60 men's and women's college programs, is being adopted by club and high school teams. For more information, go to sportsboard-win.com.
All right, folks. Back here on the MCLA action today, the PNCLL contest between the Oregon State Beavers and the Oregon Ducks. First place in the PNCLL South Division on the line. Beavers coming in on an 11-game win streak. But when it comes to the Oregon State-Oregon game, throw it all out the window. So far, we've got a great contest. Ducks up 7-3. Very short time left in our first half. Excuse me, 7-4. 3-goal lead. 23.9 seconds left coming out of this break. And see what Coach Stelling has drawn up. We're going to want to get at least 1, maybe 2 shots on this possession. Make sure we keep it down here for the last 24. Don't give the Ducks another opportunity to come down and score in short time like they did in the first quarter. So we're back underway. 20 seconds left. Squires with the ball, far right side, matched up by O'Rourke. O'Rourke doing a nice job. Looks like Squires was setting up that inside roll, unable to get free. O'Rourke strips the ball. The Ducks up quickly with it. 9 seconds left. See if they can put a shot on cage. Johnson is all alone on the far side. Unable to get the pass. They're trying to find the look. Time whistle with 1.2 seconds left. Don't see a timeout call. Trying to figure out what we've got going on. Looks like it was a timeout call, Chris.
I think the Ducks might have just snuck that timeout call in there.
Okay, folks, so we are going to go to a commercial briefly. We will be right back with the MCLA action on LaxTV.
Hi, I'm Andy Jolly.
Dave Wakefield. Clarkson with Davenport University Panthers, and you're watching LaxTV.
Harris makes 2-3 moves, scores! Here come the Ducks. San Jose finds the back of the net. Bryant inside to Yealy. This is going to be a goal for Yealy. Bojano into the middle to cross. Bounce. Score! Sean Beer sends it up top. Left-handed shot by Vasilevsky.
Hi, I'm Dave Sanford, head coach at Portland State University. You're watching LaxTV.
Hi, I'm Bill Harkins, and I'm the head men's lacrosse coach at Florida State University, and you're watching this game on LaxTV.
All right, folks, back to the action here at West Linn Stadium. Oregon leading the Oregon State Beavers by a score of 7-3. We have 4.3 seconds left in the first half. So whatever's going to happen is going to happen real fast. And here comes the shot from Merritt. About the only thing they've got time to get off, and that shot goes wide. So time runs out here in the second quarter. Oregon State down by a score of 7-4 versus their arch rival Ducks. Just about what we'd expect, Chris. Pretty close game. A lot of offensive opportunities. A lot of close plays. Good hard defense being played, and setting up for a good Pee-wee game here at halftime. So folks, make sure, take a break, get to the kitchen, get something to drink, get ready to get back for what will sure to be a great second half of PNCLL action here on LaxTV.
Kaz, you like lacrosse?
Hell yeah.
Well, I love lacrosse. That's why you should keep it here on LaxTV. Check out our new show called Bull Dodge.
And check us out on Twitter at @bull_dodge.
See you over there.
Harris makes 2-3 moves, scores! Here come the Ducks. San Jose finds the back of the net. Bryant inside to Yealy. This is going to be a goal for Yealy. Bojano into the middle to cross. Bounce. Score! Sean Beer sends it up top. Left-handed shot by Vasilevsky.
How's it going? Welcome into Bull Dodge's Power Rankings. Another week without Cowboy Ryan. You know, I thought he just went out there to look at the cows and he never returned.
Yeah, he might be back on the ranch or something. And today we're presented by Epic Lacrosse. Make sure to check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/EpicLax and on Twitter at EpicLax.
Yeah, so just like always, we've crafted together our top 10 teams in the MCLA. Casimir is going to lead us off.
Yeah, and at number 1 still, we have CSU. You know, they still continue to dominate everyone they face.
Yeah, at number 2, their rivals, Colorado, comes in. You know, the two teams face off on Saturday. Make sure to check out our Pick'em show for more in-depth analysis about that one.
Yeah, dropping down to number 5 is Arizona State. You know, they come off that that upset loss to Grand Canyon in overtime.
Yeah, Boston Colleges rise up to number 7. They're undefeated on the year and should finish the year undefeated with 2 soft teams.
Yeah, you know, and dropping down to number 8 is Sonoma. You know, they came off of a loss to a strong UCSB team, 14-7.
Yeah, at number 9 we have Stanford, and number 10 we have Cal. Those teams are just kind of finishing off their WCLL schedule before they face off the last weekend of the regular season.
Yeah, and that's all the time that no, just kidding.
Hold up! Hold up!
We're doing MCLA Division II Power Rankings. Ryan, hit them with it.
Bonus coverage! At number 1, we got St. Thomas. The Tommies are going to coast to an undefeated season and seem to be a lock to make another trip to the national championship game.
Yeah, and at number 2 we have the Westminster Griffins. You know, they're still griffining. Yep, they are. And number 4 we have Concordia. You know, their high-scoring attack. They close out with Biola. Should probably post around 30 goals or something. Moving into our top 5 is Liberty. You know, they're gonna finish their season 13-1. Yeah, so that's all we have for real this time. We'll catch you next time. See you later.
Hi, I'm Andy Jolly.
Dave Wakefield. Clarkson with Davenport University Panthers, and you're watching LaxTV.
Our newest sponsor is SportsBoard, creators of the iPad and iPhone-based player assessment solutions that are used for recruiting, season, and camp activities. SportsBoard's revolutionary paperless system is used by over 60 men's and women's college programs, is being adopted by club and high school teams. For more information, go to sportsboard-win.com.
Welcome back to Bull Dodge. My name is Ryan Heydrich. I'm joined as always by my good friend Casimir Murawski.
And today we're presented by Epic Lacrosse. Make sure to check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/EpicLax and on Twitter at EpicLax.
Yeah, so it's the time of the week to debut our second episode of Bracketology. Like last week, we tried to follow similar rules, you know, avoid same matchups from regular season. That was tough again. It's a little different than our last week, so let's get right into it and explain what we got here.
Yeah, you know, just like last week, we still have CSU at number 1, the number 1 seed, playing number 16 Indiana.
Yeah, and for that, we bring out our Tom Crean bobblehead because Indiana's going to need all the luck they have.
Yeah, go Indiana. And then the 2:15 game, we have Boulder and Virginia Tech. I think that was the same as last week as well.
Yeah, and we have an interesting matchup in the 4:13 slot. We have BYU playing Michigan State. You know, Michigan State's a team that doesn't really play that difficult of a schedule, not many games, so they might fly into Greenville kind of as a black wild card.
Yeah, and the 12-15 seed is a matchup from last year's first round. It's ASU and Texas. ASU is a 5 seed and Texas is 12 seed.
Yeah, in our 6-11 matchup, we have UCSB against Stanford. You know, it's a matchup from earlier this season. They played all the way back in February. So it's 2 different teams facing off in Greenville. It should be interesting.
Yeah, and for 7-10, it's Sonoma playing Boston College. You know, Boston College is a team that will probably end their season undefeated. And they beat a good Texas team. So we'll see where Boston College comes out when Greenville rolls around.
Yeah, and to round out our bracketology, we have Cal as the 8 seed playing Oregon the 9 seed. That's also a regular season matchup redo. Cal won that one in Berkeley, but playing on a neutral field out there in Greenville should be interesting.
Yeah, make sure to check out our other videos, and thanks for watching.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Dave Sanford, head coach at Portland State University. You're watching LaxTV.
Hi, and welcome into the Bull Dodge Studios. Much like Michael Jordan, it's always good to bring back a good thing, so we brought back our Pick'em. I'm Ryan Heydrich.
And I'm Casimir Murawski. Today we're presented by Epic Lacrosse. Make sure to check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/EpicLax and on Twitter at EpicLax.
Yeah, so speaking of Epic Lacrosse, there's 3 great games going on this week. So we're going to kind of go on about each game and we're going to do little predictions, I think, here. So let's get right into it. We have the Civil War, Oregon State versus Oregon. What do you have in that one?
I have to go with Oregon State in this one. I think that the quiet off-field issues that Oregon has had, nobody really knows what's going on in Eugene, but I think that that's a big distraction for the Ducks, and that's going to play a big factor in this game.
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to go with the Ducks in this one. You know, the Beavers have never beat the Ducks, and while they are closing the gap up there in Oregon, I don't think they have enough firepower to do it this year.
I think that the play of attackman Ryan Squires and Ben Dill, who have put up huge numbers for the Beavers, will be the X factors in this one. Coupled with the goalie play of Nick Widmer, I think that the Beavers will take this one 13-12.
Yeah, well, Matt Johnson is one of the best attackmen in the country, and I think that he's capable of leading the Ducks kind of through this adverse situation here. And I actually think the Ducks pull one out 12-8.
Oh, okay. So going into our next game, we have Colorado and Colorado State. This is going to be a really real barn burner.
Oh, man. Well, if there's ever a game that gets me fired up, it's this one. 1 and 2 in the nation facing off each other, bitter rivals. It's going to be a wild one, and I think, I think the Buffs, they beat them in the fall, and I think they do it again.
Wow, that's bold. Despite the fact that the Buffs have played, they're undefeated this year, they've played really well. Both teams are 14-0. I still don't think that they have the firepower to surpass CSU. I don't know how you would bet against the defending national champions.
Yeah, well, the reason I am going to bet against him is because Bradley Mackney, he's the goalie for Colorado. He's one of the top goalies in the country, and I think he shuts down that dynamic Colorado State attack.
Wow, I think that the play of Austin Fisher and Daniel Warfield, face-off midfielder Daniel Warfield, are going to be the X factors for the Rams. Both of them are senior All-Americans, and I think this is going to be a great game, but CSU's depth and experience will be the difference in this one, and they win 13-9.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Colorado winning 9-8 in double overtime.
Wow, that's a bold prediction.
Pretty wild stuff. Moving on to our last game, an SLC game featuring UCSB as well as Chapman. What do you have in that one?
Well, the Gauchos haven't beat Chapman since 2006, and I don't see the trend continuing in this one. I think that the Chapman attack is just too good for the UCSB defense to match up against.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go with UCSB. They struggled against Arizona State, and I think kind of woke them up. They're on a 4-game winning streak, and I think they win this one 12-10.
Oh, okay. I think that because of all the threats that Chapman has on offense, I think that midfielder AJ Rafter is going to have a really good day. He has a cannon out of the midfield for the Panthers, and I think he's going to be the difference maker, and Chapman wins 13-11.
Yeah, I think the key to the game is definitely the matchup of Chapman's LSM Hab Knowles facing off against CJ Jacobs. CJ Jacobs is one of the top middies in the country, and Hab Knowles is one of the best LSMs in the country. So them going head-to-head is definitely key, but I think Jacobs actually wins this matchup, and I think that's what propels the Gauchos to a close 7-6 win.
Oh, well, that's all the time that we have for today. Make sure to check out our other videos.
Yeah, make sure to check out that Oregon State game on LaxTV. Should be a great one.
Our newest sponsor is SportsBoard, creators of the iPad and iPhone-based player assessment solutions that are used for recruiting, season, and camp activities. SportsBoard's revolutionary paperless system is used by over 60 men's and women's college programs, is being adopted by club and high school teams. For more information, go to sportsboard-win.com.
Welcome back again, folks, here at West Linn High School Stadium, West Linn, Oregon, just about 20 minutes south of downtown Portland on a beautiful afternoon for lacrosse. Here just getting ready again for the second half of our Oregon State Civil War matchup. You can see on the graphic there, Oregon holding a 7-4 advantage here to start the second half. Chris, we touched on it briefly, but during the action things got going pretty quickly. We didn't get to point out the fact that we not only have the number 1 and number 2 scorer in the PNCLL here in Ryan Squires and Ben Dill. We have 3 of the top 13 scorers in the entire MCLA here in today's game. Of course, Squires and Dill for the Beavers, but also Matt Johnson is number 13 in the MCLA for the Oregon Ducks. He comes in with 59 points on the year. Number 11 in assists with 27, and he's got 32 goals to go along with those assists. Number 3 scorer in the PNCLL is Johnson with 32 goals and 27 assists. And number 1 and number 2 in the PNCLL are Ryan Squires and Ben Dill.
Yeah, no shortage of fireworks today.
And you can see here that Spencer Rotenberg getting a little love from his fans. We understand it is Spencer's 20th birthday. So Spencer would love to cap off his birthday with a big victory over the Ducks. Would be another thing we haven't talked about, the fact in the last 10 years the Beavers have not beaten the Ducks. So the Ducks are the 3-time defending PNCLL champions, winners of 9 straight at least versus the Beavers. So this is their big opportunity to chalk one up for the Beavs. So we got about 3 minutes on the clock before we get action underway again. Teams are out warming up, getting the shots warmed up again.
Kind of touching on kind of what we were looking at earlier, looking at both teams there. The big thing coming into the conference, Both teams undefeated, and obviously this is going to be their one lone conference loss, and again, kind of setting up the PNCLL Final Four. But as you can see on the graphic there, the vast improvement that Oregon State's made just in the record, and that graphic there doesn't even show the strength of schedule improvement that the Beavers have made as well. On top of that, improving the record with the very impressive 11-2, with the 2 losses only coming early to very respectable teams.
On the road to Simon Fraser and Stanford.
Yeah, international losses, maybe those don't count in the Americas.
Kind of like Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, while we have a minute here, we're going to thank our sponsors again real quick. Of course, this game is being brought to you by the folks at Bigfoot Lacrosse. Bigfoot Lacrosse has been serving the Oregon and Northwest lacrosse community since 2001. Bigfoot lacrosse is personal, not seasonal. Keep it personal. Shop outside the box. Today's action also brought to you by the folks at Epic Lacrosse. At Epic Lacrosse delivers the finest manufactured lacrosse equipment designed to increase playability and maximize performance by using world-class materials and techniques. Developed in collaboration with True Temper Sports, Epic shafts are made from the highest grade materials available. They have tested and retested each design to ensure durability, playability, and performance are optimized. Their goal is simple: to give the player every opportunity to reach their true potential. Epic Lacrosse. Live, play, be. And folks, of course, you are enjoying this MCLA action today on LaxTV, where we are changing the way you follow lacrosse. So just about underway. The officials are at the far end there, making sure that goal is good and tight. Adding a couple zip ties. And we should be underway here in just under a minute. Chris, the Beavers have relied on 2 of their trio of face-off men, and Levine and Heron going up against Norris. See if the third face-off man gets thrown into the mix at all. That would be James Watkins, who has seen the field on some offensive opportunities but has yet to take a face-off. So obviously Coach Stelling comfortable with Heron and Levine taking the faces against the #1 PNCLL face-off man and Trey Norris.
Yeah, the young Beavers are definitely holding their own, John, against Trey, and then also Moncrief's been out there to kind of spell Trey on a little bit of a relief, because Trey's seen so much time, it seems like both offense and defense, again, going back to that short bench. But yeah, the Beavers definitely holding their own. At this point, we don't have the official stat in front of us here, but face-offs have got to be pretty close. I think I'd probably give the edge to the Ducks right now, but not by many.
I do agree. We have done a couple games for each of these teams this year, and we are seeing Norris pick up more playing time on offense than normal, staying out there after the face-off rather than shifting out with that shortened bench. But again, just a great crowd on hand. The grandstands here are packed at West Linn. You can see the stands filling up on the opposite side. We have kids and coaches and players all around the track. Just a fantastic atmosphere here for lacrosse. As you would expect in Portland to see a great turnout for the Ducks and Beavers. So Heron versus Norris off in the face-off, and field judge Craig Poole putting the ball down, ready to get into play. Again, Craig joined by Brian Platz, referee today, and umpire Tim Rossi. Doing a good job of keeping the game flowing. Not a lot of penalties today. So 7-4, starting the third quarter. The moon breaking out in the clear sky as the clouds have broken up. We're underway. Carpenter up with the ball, flips it to Dill. Unable to, can't get the handle where Samet comes up with it. The junior midi LSM loses the ball on the sideline, and the Beavers come up with it. Dill drives the cage, but Smood takes him down below GLE. Norris finishes him off, makes him give up the ball. Squires up top, inverted from his attack position. Down to McCallalad. Beavers sporting the matte black helmets with the chrome face mask and chin. Looking pretty sharp. Matched by the Ducks with their matte gray helmet and their reflective duck wings. Great stop there once again by the sophomore goalie. Tell you, if the Ducks were worried about their goalie situation coming into the game, I think Lewis has done a good job of putting those fears to rest. So Norris off to Johnson, back up top to White. Johnson back to X, quickly around Norris. Thought about the shot, pulls it back, sends it back up top to White. So Merritt, another one of the California products on the Ducks squad. Lines up, tries to go for his 3rd goal of the day, but that shot blocked before it reaches Widmer. Beavers not doing a good job of handling the pass cleanly. The ball's loose. Looks like it's off the Beaver stick. We're going to go back to the Ducks, where Sowers will quickly bring it in. No one's facing him. He had a chance to press the issue on the cage. Holds it up. It looks like Jarman ragging number 26, Michael Weller, on the drive. A little contact there is going to be called a hold. And 30-second technical on the Beavers. So first man-up opportunity for the Ducks in the second half.
A little bit of a tough call on the Beavers there. Kind of looked like the Duck player kind of
lost his footing a little bit there and was going down on his own, but referees had a better look at it than we did.
Absolutely.
So Sowers bringing the ball in from the left side of Widmer. He's joined by Johnson, Prasiviat, Merritt, so number 21 O'Rourke, and up top, got to get a number there for you. It's probably Taylor White who's going to receive the ball up top as the Ducks rotate through their offense, getting the ball to the right side to Johnson, who tries to redirect it back up to White and throws that man-up opportunity away. But now their man-up should match up on this clear, but the ball's right at midfield, so the Beavs should easily step it in. It's going to be up to Watkins to try and burn some of that time. Quickly finds Dill. Dill just camping out on the crease today, finding all kinds of room. Squires steps off sides, but there was already someone back. Oh, there's a rip. Big shot from the outside from leading scorer number 20, Matt Johnson. Just smoked that ball into the top left corner. Great placement. So that's going to make the score here. We'll take a quick look at the replay. You can see on the fast break, White looks to his right. Johnson's got room. There's no slide there. He's got room to plant his feet. Send that one into the top corner for the senior out of Sheldon High School in Eugene. Adding to his point total, as we mentioned earlier, comes in as the number 13 scorer in the entirety of the MCLA heading into this weekend. So the Ducks back on offense, 12:09 left in the 3rd quarter. Back to a 4-goal lead. Taylor White with the ball, matched up by the birthday boy Rotenberg. Poor Spencer, he's not going to let that live down all game. We're going to bring that up. White versus Rotenberg. White to his right, hands are free, puts a shot on, but Widmer tracks that one all the way. Looked like it was going to go high, but Widmer does the safe thing and pulls that one in, gets it off to Rotenberg. Rotenberg loses it in traffic. Nice job. Merritt is everywhere today, offensively and defensively, playing a great game. So O'Rourke sends it cross field to Austin Ryan, who's going to get it upfield to White, and the Ducks back on offense. Johnson pushing the issue, gets to the center, rolls it back to his left and dumps the ball off, where Prasiviat will roll out, set things up. Prasiviat, Merritt, Taylor White up top on the middies. It's like Sowers and Prasiviat on the crease. Johnson on the far wing, and that looks like that's going to be Weller subbing out. We'll try to get that number of the player coming in for you for the Ducks. Whoever he is, he's big. 35. Going to be Niall O'Malley, sophomore attackman for the Ducks, getting a run early part of this 3rd quarter. Sowers from behind, ball's up top. Johnson with a clear award, but nothing called. O'Malley, back to Johnson. Here comes Merritt, breaks to his right, back to the crease. Or Jarman does a good job chasing Prasiviat out of the cage. The crease. Johnson turns, spins, puts a low shot on. Taylor White sends the ball up top, where Merritt directs it back down the left side, where Sowers will send it around again, back up to Merritt. Going to be met by Carpenter. Carpenter picked off by number 9, Perceviat. Gets through. Jarman meets Merritt, who loses the ball. Jarman comes up with it on the fast break. He's got McCall all. Oh my gosh, there's Merritt once again, just driving Jarman into the ground. Looked like a clean push, hands together, just a great play. Really impressed with Merritt's effort today, both offensively and defensively. Here comes Dill quickly into the cage on GLE, dumps it off to Oliver, who had the shot but then saw McCall quickly to his left, tried to get the feed through, unable to do so. Norris in heavy traffic, ridden down by Rotenberg, and comes up with the loose ball. After he's pushed down, he comes up with it, pushing the issue. Oh, what a nice job of taking advantage of that screen. Another shot that Widmer did not get eyes on. That shot just came around the defenseman's waist. Widmer had no chance of eyeballing that one. Great effort there by Norris. We saw him get knocked down, then comes up with the ball. So the senior out of Central Catholic in Vancouver, Washington, you can see here, he's just going to put this between and around a couple bodies. There's 2 defensemen in front of Widmer. No chance that he even saw that shot coming, unfortunately. So that's going to extend it to a 5-goal lead here for the Ducks, Chris, with 9:08 in the third. The Beavers are going to need to start keeping this close, or this one might run away from them.
Absolutely, John. Yeah, the Beavers. Well, and that's how you do it right there, when in their face-off going down, hopefully getting a good possession. But Heron is just getting assaulted.
Well, Heron, one of those guys we like, just one of those grunt players that gets in there, gets his nose dirty, and gets those GBs. We're going to need a couple of these guys to step up for the Beavers. Take the pressure off Squires and Dill. So the Ducks back on O right away. I believe that's O'Rourke, number 21. Excuse me, yep. Ryan O'Rourke, Shane's brother. So White, Perceviat, Sowers, O'Rourke, Johnson, and looks like Weller behind the cage now with the ball. Met by Riley Stevens. D'ing up Weller at X. Weller sends the ball up to the top right, where White takes the dodge, gets his hand free, and there's a big save by Widmer through traffic on the low shot. Does a good job of getting his stick low, getting his body low with it, making a big stop. Crowd and the Beavers do not agree with that call. But, well, overridden. Referees do a good job of conferring with each other, making the call that's correct, and Rotenberg, birthday boy, spins, gets himself free, and steps it in. So 8 minutes just under left in our third quarter. Beavers looking to get themselves back in the scoring column and tighten this up a little bit. Oliver coming in from the box, receives the pass from Burby, D'd up by O'Rourke, to McCallowlad, to Dill. Rotenberg fake the shot, look for the quick face dodge, not there. Samet doing a great job of holding his ground, not biting on the fake. Here comes Burby, sends the ball behind. Dill unable to, he's out of bounds. It's the blue line. A lot of multi-purpose lines on this field, can be confusing, but just as Dill snagged that ball on the stick, he did step on the blue line, so we're headed back the other way. Ducks got their hands full on the clear here, but Smoot just over midfield. Dumps it off to his short stick, or O'Rourke will head down the right alley. Johnson carries the ball to X. He's going to try to come far side, spin around, but he's met by the slide. Jarman does a nice job coming across the crease. Rotenberg D'ing up Perceviat, but Perceviat loses him on the spin dodge, gets his hands free, and puts a nice shot on there. Unfortunately, not on the cage, but the Ducks back it up, where Weller brings the ball in from X. Gets to GLE, spins back around, loses the ball. Does a nice job. Jarman did a nice job on the spin dodge. The Ducks once again, O'Rourke coming up with it. Carpenter keeping up with him. There was a big check. Taylor White with the ball off to Widmer's left. Looks like he's moving behind the crease, but he gets a cutting Benton Sowers right through the crease. Perfectly timed pass and catch. That ball was not in Sowers' stick for more than a moment before he directed it back into the cage. Widmer didn't even have time to find that one in the crease before it was heading back at his feet. So the Ducks doing a real nice job of taking care of their offensive possessions, putting good shots on the cage. And Benton Sowers, the number 2 scorer for the Ducks, number 11 in points for the PNCLL, another local product out of the Lake Ridge program just up the road here from West Linn, playing against some of his former teammates in Jarman on defense for the Beavs. So the Beavs need to come up with a possession here, and they do. That was Levine out for that faceoff. And Burby steps the ball in for the Beavs. Off to Levine. Jansen moves the ball down to Dill. And Dill had the last 2 goals for the Beavers back in the second quarter, but has been quiet since then. Austin Lewis doing a real nice job of shutting down some great looks for the Beavers, but has been a while since the Beavs have gotten a good shot opportunity on the Ducks so far this quarter.
Yeah, only one on cage, John, all quarter.
You're right. So here we go, looking for another opportunity. Burby winds up, gets the bounce shot off, but it goes wide. Backed up by Dill. You can see some of the great crowd there in our wide shot in the corners surrounding the track. So Watkins into the game, one of the freshman Fogos, getting some playing time on the offense. And he dishes it off to Burby. Burby's going to try that drive again. Looks like he's looking for that low bounce shot, tucking it up under the crossbar for that outside bounce, but unable to dial that one in. So Squires with the ball, matched up by O'Rourke. O'Rourke doing a nice job keeping his stick in Ryan's hands, keeping him busy. Burby quickly just oh, look at Rotenberg wanted that one. Felt like he was wide open. Not sure if that was a shot or a pass, but Lewis knocks that one down regardless. And Norris once again gets through some heavy traffic in midfield on the clear. So coming down to some very strong individual efforts for the Ducks today between Norris and Merritt off the top of my head.
Norris is just a slippery guy in the midfield. He just kind of seems to magically come up the ball every time.
Getting to be short time here in the third quarter, just coming up on a 4-minute mark. Ducks comfortably ahead with that 10-4 lead. And the shot by Merritt, wide, backed up by Oregon. So Johnson with the ball at X, gains the goal line, retreats back behind the cage, looks up front, another cut by Sowers, just leaving the guys way too open in front of Widmer on the cuts. Real strong, quick stick opportunities on the crease for the Ducks to make it 11-4 with 3:45 left in the third quarter. The Ducks really starting to pull away and enforce their will on the Beavers at this point. You can see McClellan just unable to get around that pick, lost one step, had stick on Sowers, but not a lot of ability to put any force on that stick as he was trying to regain his footing. And Benton knows what to do when he catches that. Puts the close shot on Widmer. So Levine up with the faceoff. Very important here for the Beavers. Try and get a good look on cage, if not a goal, before the end of the third quarter. And an opportunity may come up. No penalty on the push. Late whistle by our referee, Rossi, the umpire, calling the loose ball push, giving the ball back to the Beavs. McCallad trying to get past Ryan. Ryan's down, McCallad gains an advantage real quick. Feed to the top, unable to come up with the pass. Smood misses a chance at the GB. Who wants it? Riley Stevens comes up with it, probably redirect, should go back to his keeper. There you go. Widmer quickly up to Jarman. Jarman's going to need to get control of that, or Perceviat was going to be headed towards the cage in a big hurry. So good job there by the Beavers and Jarman to get that ball over midfield, where they put it in the capable hands of Ben Dill, who gets it off to Burby. Burby getting a lot of looks in the last few minutes here for the Beavers. So Watkins going to take a run to his right, He's got his hands free, looks to the crease. Had Oliver there momentarily, but there were 2 Ducks waiting for him. I'm not sure he would have gotten that shot off. Oliver sets it up, breaks to his right. Running out of angle, takes it back behind the cage, moves it up front to Dill. Dill looked like for a moment he was going to wind that one up. Passes it off back to Oliver. Oliver swims back to his right, does a nice job of getting that shot off, but low angle, shoots it across the cage but wide. 2:21 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, John, you usually say one more step, but I don't think the Ducks' hot slide there was going to give him one more step.
Yeah,
so
one more step would have been met by a big green jersey. Squires turns back to his left, redirects, turns back to his left again, working hard to get past O'Rourke, but O'Rourke doing a nice job moving his feet, playing some body defense. Ryan redirects it up top. Dill behind the cage, drives left. Hey, Chris, looks like the Beavs are kind of trying to force things now at this point. Wasn't much there for Dill to shoot at, but he put his head down, tried to get one more step to get some better angle. Coming up on 1:40 left in the third quarter. Oh, Austin Ryan just taking the ball away from the Cal lad. See some tired legs on the Beaver side a little bit. O'Rourke with the ball moving up the near sideline. Got 3 Beavers waiting for him, so he redirects it to Lewis. Lewis patiently looking at his midfield, waiting for someone to break open. Sends it back to O'Rourke to Perceviet, who's met by Oliver. Rolls around Oliver, someone better pick him up. He's going to the cage. Nice dump and a pretty try there by Weller on the wet noodle. Probably with a 7-goal lead, you can try that one, but probably wiser to have taken another step inside and shot that overhand with your left, but wet noodle looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, didn't, yeah, Widmer on the stop, but so 45 seconds left in the third quarter. In a quarter dominated by the Ducks, who've extended their lead to 7 goals, 30 seconds left. Drive, swim dodge from the right. That's Taylor White trying to get free. Gets free, hands free, but goes low to high. Widmer stands tall, makes a nice save. 14 seconds left. Widmer getting fancy, a little behind the back pass from the goalie. Getting a little sloppy, it might cost him. Sowers up with the ball, and we've got 2 Ducks crashing the cage. And Merritt, the man who is everywhere today, just a bad break for the Beavers on a bit of a lazy clear. And the Ducks showing you what happens when you do not give up on any loose ball and continue to hustle every single play. So with 4.5 seconds left, just like they have, what, Chris, at least the first and the third quarters, they popped in late goals to extend the lead on the Beavs. And I think the Beavs, after an 11-game win streak, honestly are a little bit taken aback by this onslaught that they've seen from the Ducks.
This Ducks attack has been pretty relentless all game.
4.5 seconds left. Levine out against Norris. Norris comes up clean with the ball, runs out the third quarter there. So folks, at the end of 3 here in West Linn, Oregon, the Oregon Ducks lead the Oregon State Beavers by a score of 12-4. But plenty of action left here. Full fourth quarter left. Coming back, we're going to take a break here on LaxTV. We will be back.
Harris makes 2-3 moves, scores! Here come the Ducks. San Jose finds the back of the net. Bryant inside to Yealy. This is going to be a goal for Yealy. Bojano into the middle to cross. Bounce. Score! Sean Beer sends it up top. Left-handed shot by Vasilevsky.
Our newest sponsor is Sports Board, creators of the iPad and iPhone-based player assessment solutions that are used for recruiting, season, and camp activities. SportsBoard's revolutionary paperless system is used by over 60 men's and women's college programs, is being adopted by club and high school teams. For more information, go to sportsboard-win.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Oregon versus Oregon State here on MCLA action on LaxTV. I'm John Stevens, joined by Chris Curtis. Chris, you pointed out something during the break there that was interesting, the Ducks scoring card versus the Beavs.
Yeah, just a couple quick notes, John. You know, the big things that stand out for the Ducks. Again, the short bench, but obviously unfazed by that. They've got 7 guys who have put up a goal for them. And on the other side of that, though, the big thing is I'm used to writing number 16 down a whole lot more. Ryan Squires held to 0-0 through 3 quarters.
Unusual to see Ryan with a goose egg on the board, both goals and assists. So we'll see if we can get him heated up in the fourth quarter here. But the Beavers just not doing themselves any favor. Right off the bat, off the face-off, they win, and they throw that first pass away. So down by 8 goals, making it even a little bit more difficult for themselves here. But again, there's 15 minutes just about left of lacrosse. Anything can happen. So don't tune out yet. All right, Taylor White with the ball. Gets the ball into the offensive zone for the Ducks. He was joined there briefly by Austin Ryan, who returns back to his defensive zone. Benton Sowers out there with Matt Johnson, Trey Norris, Taylor White, and Evan Merritt. At this point, my early vote player of the game is going to be Evan Merritt. He has just been everywhere, both offensively and defensively. Here comes Taylor White from behind the cage. And the sophomore midi out of Annapolis gains some angle, takes the shot, but Widmer's there on the save. Heron, the workhorse for the Beavs, bringing the ball over midfield, met by Samet. He's D'd up pretty well. Taylor shows the double team, makes Heron give up the ball. And there's Squires to Dill. That's the combination that's been lethal all year, but been quiet today. So Heron backs it out as looks like Rotenberg enters from the sub box for the Beavers. Works his way to the crease. Excuse me, that's Watkins, not Rotenberg. Oliver joins Watkins coming out of the box to set up the offense, but there's Taylor White. Oliver tries to face dodge in front of him, sticks a stick out, knocks that pass down, but the Beavers stay on it and regain possession. But McCallad unable to catch the pass. Just some sloppy play, uncharacteristic from the Beavs this year. Smoot up with it, working down the sideline, see if he can get past Dill. Redirects it to Ryan. Ryan using Lewis to Merritt. We have to start thinking about the time. There's a nice play by the 6'3" attackman, Ben Dill, staying with that ride, not giving up, doing a great job of stabbing the ball. But the right idea on that give and go. He made the right move by continuing on to the cage, but they just couldn't connect today, just a little bit off. So back on the ride are the Beavers. See if they can successfully defend this one again. Smoot and Dill again on the near sideline. Smoot crossfield, where he looks to Ryan, who comes back across to Merritt. Merritt's going to take off down the sideline. Got an open lane to the cage. Someone better slide over and stop that progress. Not there. And Merritt, just everything he's throwing at the cage today is going in. We'll have Chris check on that. That is the 4th goal for Merritt today. As I said, doing it on both ends of the field, leaving it all out there. You see the goal there, another bounce shot just squeaks by there for the Santa Rosa, California product. The junior midi having a very big game against his rival. Norris up with that face. Drives it into the zone, turns around, looks to Perseviet up top. Just hit the 12-minute mark in this game. Beavers now holding a 9-goal advantage at 13-4. Excuse me, the Ducks. So Johnson drives GLE, met by Stevens.
You don't want it?
Johnson back to Weller at X, and they'll send the ball up top to O'Rourke. O'Rourke met nicely on the slide by McClellan, but draws the ticky-tack slap to the head. But penalty's a penalty. So flag down, free shot at this for the Ducks until the Beavs get that ball out of bounds or gain possession. Sowers behind the cage, matched up against Burby. Sowers got to like a short stick matchup. And the cutter coming through was Norris. Ball's on the deck, but Johnson there to scoop it up. Beavs maintain possession. Really, that would have been a pretty incredible feed through all that traffic, but worth a shot with the flag down. Maintain possession here, 10:58. Ducks are going to go on a man-up opportunity. Be a 1 minute on the slash. Beavs looking to keep this one from getting any further away from them, and the Ducks looking to put what could really be a nail in the coffin at this end. Although 11 minutes, still plenty of time, but a 10-goal deficit would be daunting. So Perseviet down to GLE, up to the top. Merritt gonna rip it, and Merritt, just everything he's shooting today is finding gold. Goal number 5 on the day for Evan Merritt. And the Beavs are going to need to start sending somebody at that guy and shutting him off, because he is doing some damage today. Real quick on the replay, you can see here, just a little too far to the left. The defenseman didn't have time to get across on that slide. Left Merritt with room to wind up and find a corner. So Norris right back, taking control of the faceoff, tries to flick it to O'Rourke, who is not going to be able to keep that ball in bounds, so the Beavers catch a break. And we'll take the ball in. In desperate need of a goal at this point, Chris.
Absolutely, John. It's been over 22 minutes since the Beavers have last scored goal, going all the way back to the second quarter here. So see if they can work for anything that they can kind of.
At this point, let's just get one and then work on another one. Take them one at a time, because we're not going to score 10 at once.
Yeah, there is no 10-point play.
Heron gets free, forcing the issue. O'Rourke setting up. They got an odd man opportunity with Smoot trailing, but pass behind Smoot would have been a tough catch for a short stick, with that long stick trying to get across his body. Asking a little much for the senior defenseman on that one, but again, the Ducks have the luxury of taking some chances with a 9-goal lead. Excuse me, 10-goal. Rotenberg over midfield. So he's got an alley if he wants it. And the Beavers just going for the first shot rather than the best shot at this point. A little frustration, maybe some tired legs, but the Ducks turn it right back over. Going to give him another shot. Aaron got a man on his back, better wake up. Rotenberg to Oliver. Oliver to Squires. Squires, Ben Dill, Oliver, McCallowlad, Rotenberg, and I'm going to guess that's Burby coming in out of the box. Yep, number 1. So we've mentioned the short bench for the Ducks, but the Beavs have a lot of guys dressed, but they rely on a very core group of guys, Chris.
Absolutely, most of those guys are out there, kind of the traveling cheerleader, so to speak.
Well, there's a lot of these guys that they're relying on are sophomores, freshmen, and it's a young Beaver squad. They've run into an older club that's been here before. The Ducks know how to win. They're used to it. And again, this is just regular season. The playoffs are coming up, so the Beavs will have another shot potentially at the Ducks, assuming they both win their first-round game next weekend. Riley Stevens up with the loose ball to McClellan. Hayden looks like he's going to take this one over midfield. Dumps it off to Rotenberg. Coming up on the 8-minute mark here in the fourth. Dill behind the cage, moving from his left to right. Getting D'd up by Austin Ryan. And loose ball picked up by Watkins. Big shot there by Rotenberg. Got to get a birthday goal, don't you? Got to score one on your birthday. So there's Rotenberg breaking the 20-plus minute drought for the Beavers. So take a look at this replay. Looks like Rotenberg got that good shot of his wound up, fakes it, gets his hands free, steps around the defenseman, and on the run just puts a nice shot off the hip of Lewis. And honestly, it'd been a while since Lewis saw a shot. Might have been a little flat-footed. So here we've got a timeout. And we are going to join the teams taking a break here. You're enjoying the MCLA on LaxTV.
Well, I love lacrosse. That's why you should keep it here on LaxTV. Check out our new show called Bull Dodge.
And check us out on Twitter at @bull_dodge.
See you over there.
Harris makes 2-3 moves, scores! Here come the Ducks. San Jose finds the back of the net. Bryant inside to Yealy. This is going to be a goal for Yealy. Bojano into the middle to cross. Bounce. Score! Sean Beer sends it up top. Left-handed shot by Vasilevsky.
Our newest sponsor is SportsBoard, creators of the iPad and iPhone-based player assessment solutions that are used for recruiting, season, and camp activities. SportsBoard's revolutionary paperless system is used by over 60 men's and women's college programs, is being adopted by club and high school teams. For more information, go to sportsboard-win.com.
Well, I love lacrosse. That's why you should keep it here on LaxTV. Check out our new show called Bull Dodge.
And check us out on Twitter at @bull_dodge.
See you over there.
Our newest sponsor is SportsBoard, creators of the iPad and iPhone-based player assessment solutions that are used for recruiting, season, and camp activities. SportsBoard's revolutionary paperless system is used by over 60 men's and women's college programs, is being adopted by club and high school teams. For more information, go to sportsboard-win.com.
Harris makes 2-3 moves, scores! Here come the Ducks. San Jose finds the back of the net. Bryant inside to Yealy. This is going to be a goal for Yealy. Bojano into the middle to cross. Bounce. Score! Sean Beer sends it up top. Left-handed shot by Vasilevsky.
And welcome back, folks, here to the last 53.5 seconds of our contest today between the Oregon State Beavers and the Oregon Ducks. John Stevens, Chris Curtis here, happy to have brought you all the action of today's MCLA contest, where the Ducks have re-emerged as the power of the PNCLL, shown the upstart Beavers that they are still the defending champs until you knock them off. And Jarman doing a nice job there as White was trying to kill the final minute, and Widmer gets out there in some traffic. Got beat up a little bit for his effort, but the Beavers maintain possession. Let's see if they've got 24 seconds, see if they can get it across midfield for at least one more look at the cage. Spencer Rotenberg bringing the ball in deep, heading for the midfield where he's met by Merritt and Sowers. And now he's got 4 Ducks waiting for him. Somebody's open, and there he is, Watkins. 10 seconds left in the game. Shot from Watkins, bounced wide, backed up by the Beavs. And Lewis doing a nice job of jumping in, ripping down that pass, and the Beavs, Ducks on the Gilman, end the game. So here at West Linn Stadium, the 2013 Civil War ends with the Oregon Ducks beating the Oregon State Beavers by a score of 15-7. Folks, we want to thank our sponsors today, of course, LaxTV, for bringing us this game, where we're changing the way you follow lacrosse. I want to thank the folks at Bigfoot Lacrosse. Bigfoot Lacrosse serving the Oregon and Northwest lacrosse community since 2001. At Bigfoot Lacrosse, lacrosse is personal, not seasonal. Keep it personal. Shop outside the box. Also want to thank the folks at Epic Lacrosse. Epic delivers the finest manufacturer of lacrosse equipment designed to increase playability, maximize performance by using world-class materials and techniques. Developed in collaboration with True Temper Sports, Epic shafts are made from the highest grade materials available. They have tested and retested each design to ensure durability, playability, and performance are optimized. Their goal is simple: to give the player every opportunity to reach their true potential. Epic Lacrosse. Live, play, be. Folks, we also want to thank the guys at Northwest Audio Visual, who are a proud sponsor of LaxTV, and they bring you all the great pictures and graphics. I want to thank you for watching the lacrosse game on LaxTV today. Special thanks to Panchito Ojeda for putting this game together, as well as many more thanks for the games to come. And the crew today who put things together, our producer Guy Yankovic, our video director Gerald Lewis, handling graphics and replay as well. And our IT today was Jeff Pinkerton. Our cameraman today, Garrett Peterson, Christian Torres, and Stephen Boda. I want to thank you all for tuning in for this great game. Make sure you check LaxTV for all the replays. Make sure you check us out on Facebook. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you check us out on, what's the other one I'm missing, Chris?
YouTube.
YouTube, thank you. So for Chris Curtis, I'm John Stevens. Happy to bring you the MCLA action on LaxTV. Make sure you keep checking us out, and thanks for tuning in.